So this weekend reminded me of the life that I want to live. We went down to Nashville. We stayed at the Gaylord Opryland, and it was an amazing time. Over the last 2 days, I kind of mentioned briefly about our experience. I was super tired. I was doing those videos till like midnight. Um, but I just wanted to share the experience of going away. We decided this year we were going to do an experience versus a birthday party, and we've done birthday parties in previous years. They're exhausting, they're taxing, and of course, they're expensive. And I just wanted to do something different. And initially, my daughter and I were going to go to the American Doll store, which we thought was still here in Atlanta, but it closed down. So I said, you know what? We're going to find the closest place. We're going to go there and have tea. Her and I, maybe some friends. And I said, okay, well, that place is closed down. So she was sad about that. And I was like, well, the closest place is Tennessee. I said, we actually can probably drive there. And she was like, well, if we drive there, are any of my friends going to come? I was like, probably not. I was like, I don't think anyone's going to drive 3.5 hours, 4 hours for 2 days. I was like, so I doubt it. And I went to my friend's bridal shower, and so I was mentioning, just talking, mentioning, oh, this year we're gonna go down to Nashville. So both of the moms immediately said that they'll come. And I was like, what? You guys are gonna come to Nashville? And they said, yes, we'll come. We'll come support her. We'll come. So I booked the hotel, and everybody showed up. My mom, my sister, of course, me and the kids, my friend, her daughter, her grandmother, and then my other friend with her husband and her grandmother and her son. Her son didn't come with us to the doll store, but he waited for us at the hotel. Afterwards, the kids went to the pool, to the Sound Waves pool, which was amazing. They had water slides, lazy rivers, a kiddie area for my son, a wave pool. I mean, they had literally everything in there. We could order food by the pool, which we did. We ordered several pizzas. And so, yeah, it was such a good time. That night, we all went to dinner. We did have a hard time finding a restaurant in the hotel that would seat all of us because there was 12 of us. So they were like an hour and 45-minute wait. We were like, no way. At that point, it's already 9 o'clock at night. My son was ready to go to bed. Okay. He's like in his little, you buy like those little travel strollers. He's in his stroller, like, okay, I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm ready to go to sleep. So even when we finally got seated at a different restaurant in the hotel, everyone thought he was asleep because he was so quiet. I left him in a stroller because he didn't want to be bothered, and everyone thought he was asleep. And I was like, no, he's not asleep. He had his little iPad, and he was like, okay, just minding his own business. But we all had dinner together. At the end, the waiter gave my daughter a dessert. He actually messed up on my dinner. That's why he actually gave her the dessert. But it was just a really, really peaceful, good time. And then although my expectation was that no one was going to come that far, sometimes I think just mentioning, oh, by the way, we're going here, which I was just talking. I wasn't saying it hoping they were going to come. I was just saying, oh, this is what we're going to do. But sometimes just mentioning something, you never know who's going to come support you, who's going to come show up for you, who's going to say they're coming and actually show up. Because that was one of the things I had last year with the birthday party, which I was like pissed about. That people say they're coming and then they don't show up. And if you ever book any of those party places, they charge you per kid. And they typically give you like a window, like, let them know the head count, like 24 hours in advance, whatever. And they'll give you the courtesy of, limiting the numbers. And there were three people, one family, which I know who is, I'm not going to get into that. I know them and they would come over here all the time. So I really was like pissed about that because you couldn't give me a common courtesy to say you were not going to come. And the other family didn't come. They actually did text me later on that day. All that being said, I had to pay. I still had to pay for those people, and they didn't show up. And I have a thing about wasting money. I don't want to waste money. Like I'm not balling. I don't have all this money yet, and so when someone wastes my money, that just really like annoys me. So this year, when I knew we were going to do an experience versus a party, and when people agreed to show up, and even at the last minute, my husband had to have emergency surgery. So we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We already had booked the hotel. We only had a certain amount of time before we could cancel. And I was like, well, we're just gonna, we're gonna go. And I have a neighbor who thankfully, I have a wonderful, amazing neighbor. I mentioned this before, who treats us like family, who comes down, checks on us, looks after my husband, him and his wife. I mean, retired family, military family, just absolutely amazing. So they have become our family as well. But it just reminded me of going there on this trip. It reminded me of the life that I want to live, the life that I'm going to live, and just enjoying these moments, enjoying these memories. Again, this is something my daughter will never forget. I'll never forget it. My sister, my mom, like we just had such a good time. And I'm so glad that we went, and I'm so glad that we got to experience this with true friends and friends that literally showed up, drove. My other friend just got married, and she drove, came back from Jamaica from her wedding the previous day, and then drove to Nashville. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you drove all this way after coming from your wedding. And so sometimes it's not the people that you expect. Sorry, my niece is FaceTiming me to talk to my daughter for her birthday. Sometimes it's not the people that you expect to show up or the people that you may invite to show up, but it's the people who you built friendships with, which you may not expect them to show up, or you don't have the expectation that they may show up, and they surprise you and they turn out to be the family. They turn out to be better than family in some cases. And so I'm just grateful that we did this, and I would urge you, if you want to do something different and do something new, go to a different city for the weekend, whatever it is, just go out and do it, because you'll be surprised who shows up for you and who supports you. So let me know in the comments, or drop me a note or something, and let me know, have you ever gone through this experience where you wanted to do something different but you wasn't sure who was going to show up for you, who was going to support you, and it turned out to be something better than you could ever have imagined. I have so many videos. I'm going to make it into a vlog once I sit down some point this week. I'm exhausted, so I'm not going to do anything tonight. But yeah, it just was an amazing time. Like my daughter said, the only thing that would have made it better is if my husband was there. So that part was like a little sad, but we still had a good time. And this is something that is going to stick with us for forever. And we're planning to go back. We're going to go back. We're planning another trip together. And so, yeah, just you'll be surprised about the people who show up for you in this season, who you may not have expected to show up, but they show up for you.